That one. Why is everything gone weird?
I don't know, but you're on.
You are live.
You are live.
Just let me fix everything.
Well, hello, everyone. Dave's
Hello.
he doesn't know what he's doing.
Critical questions.
Keep going.
The unfathomable stream where Dave can't tech.
I blame Peter.
And he's got ridiculous questions, and he wants us to answer questions that are stupid.
Yes, and occasionally, if he
I'm good at stupid. I'm good at stupid.
Occasionally, if we pester him enough, he'll even answer one of them question himself.
But usually he tries to avoid that because Dave's a bit of a shit.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're going to let us do the intro, Dave, you cop it.
I like to remain mysterious. Right, let's go. Forged in the lockdown. Hello and welcome to Critical Questions, the unfathomable quiz.
Hey.
I've trolled the internet for the best, worst,
yeah.
most interesting and ridiculous dumb questions I can find, and with any luck, my guests will be able to answer all of them. They're all bastards. Let's do that one down in the corner.
Hey, Mr. Bastard Sir to you.
Lady bastard here.
Anti-Dave.
Today we have got with us Jenny.
What?
You're here.
Oh. Yes,
Good
I'm
morning.
here. Good
We've
morning.
got Katnip.
Howdy. I have
We've got
coffee.
Jen.
Hey.
We've got Randy, the Harmonica Man.
Hello.
And we have got Jeff, Godless Scummer.
Ahoy!
Ahoy,
Very
ahoy.
good. How was your weekend?
Who's?
Well,
Anyone's. Mine was terrible.
Oh, it was just spectacular.
It was a weekend. That's what it was.
It was-
Every other weekend.
Yeah, of all the weekends I've ever had, it was by far the most recent.
It won't last.
No, it won't last. We'll end up with more recent ones in the future, but
Yeah, it's
that's the way time works,
all right,
Dave.
it's been a
I've
couple
had
of.
better weekends.
I think we had a couple of decent streams yesterday, didn't we, Jen? First on my channel and then
We
on Ring.
certainly did.
It was a lot of fun.
We had a good stream on the Saturday as well.
Oh.
That was an awful lot of fun. Awesome, a lot of fun. An awful lot of fun.
I'm not sure I approve of some of my names. I had to go back and listen to the point from the point at which I had to leave, and that's the point at which you started to make up names for me.
Was that on my one yesterday, or?
Yes.
Yeah.
So which name did you decide on?
Say again?
I can't remember.
I can't remember.
Dumbest
I can't
questioners.
I think someone had bounciest ballers.
Yeah.
I just put one in the. I'm just going to put one in the private chat, Dave, and you can have a guess who I thought of this one for.
Popsicle testicles.
I just
That's
didn't
the
want
one.
to say it out
That's the
loud.
one that no one got to hear on the stream.
Hey, that's one no
Yeah.
one got to hear on the
That's
stream.
the
Yeah.
one nobody got to hear. Right? I thought I'll wait till maybe she's in a bit of a better mood or whatever before telling her that joke. I think. But...
Right. Should we do some questions?
If we have to.
We have to.
Do we
It's the
have to
point of the
answer them?
show.
Because you only said hear them.
No. When did I say that?
You did. You said, should we hear some questions?
No, I said should we do some questions?
Ah. Well, that's disappointing.
You're not getting out of it.
It'd be nice to do
I
something.
could just
Sure.
leave.
If you wouldn't do that, that'd be evil. Right.
I've done worse.
I'm saying nothing. Ow!
That must be a bad influence on you all because we're starting off slow. Me.
No, it's just one of those days.
Yeah.
Can I just quickly say, yay, congratulations, Donna. I'm glad you're out of the woods and you could hug your kids again.
Oh, brilliant!
Hey.
Donna's out of isolation.
Isolation, yep.
Awesome. That means I should have tried to kidnap her. Damn.
Yes.
I can go get some sleep.
No.
Does that mean Donna's gonna like start behaving herself on Twitter?
No.
Yeah, no, I didn't think so.
Why should she? No one else does. It's Twitter.
I'm very well behaved on Twitter.
So am I. I just don't ever post anything that has to do with my actual opinion.
I always post my opinion.
I try not to be well behaved anywhere.
I wear my opinions on other people's sleeves. You were asking a question, Dave?
Yes, I was trying to. Right. Question 1285.
That's a lot.
What is the most ridiculous argument you've ever gotten into? Talking of Twitter, obviously. No, in general.
Who wants to say rocks are atheists?
Yeah,
I've never
that's
got
where
into that argument. Have you argued for that, Jim?
Whether or not hot dogs
No.
are sandwiches.
Everyone knows they are.
Thankfully, we actually settled this. But you know, all right. I did some research on, and you know,
And
they weren't exactly classed as sandwiches. No.
so yes,
That's right.
So, but yeah, this is the thing. You know, people wouldn't accept the peer-reviewed science behind it.
What if you what if you replace the hot dog with, say, a Polish sausage?
Then
Well, salami.
Polish fans not going to be happy with you.
I was going to ask you, Dave. Was the point of this question for us to actually get into the most ridiculous argument?
No, it was just to find out what they are and which ones that you got into.
Probably one of the ones I've had with SJ.
Is a turkey hot dog really a hot dog?
No, it's got to have genuine cat in it, otherwise it doesn't count.
Genuine cat. What about genuine dog?
No, it's
See, I
got,
tend to
you can
agree
have
with
some
that.
dog in it. It's got to have cat in it.
Why are we putting me in a hot
Well,
dog?
everybody knows
That's
they're made out of tits, toes, and touch holes, so they're not good anyway.
Oh,
Pig rectum. They're made of pig rectum.
Lips and assholes.
But they taste good. That's the point.
Well, that's all right. You know, some people say assholes taste good. Some people say I don't really think I should put my tongue there.
They're just.
Hey, that reminds me, I got to make a couple of signs today. Big wiener parking and small wiener parking. That way I can piss off my neighbors when they come over.
Which two signs? I missed the first one.
Big wiener parking and small wiener parking.
Big wiener and small wiener.
Atheist Donna says we all like ass. No, of course we do. Tastes delicious.
Phrasing.
Jen?
I already said it would be one of the arguments I had with SJ, and I can't remember them all, but I know she tried to do one where quantum mechanics proves God without even actually understanding what quantum mechanics is.
It annoys me over and over again. People telling me what science says when
I think
they don't understand science at all.
she doesn't understand science.
Oh, I think that just the fact that you could make a word out of the letter Q is rather godlike, don't you think?
Yeah. I basically told her she was being a Deepak Chopra, so I think that's when I started saying that she was a complete waste of oxygen.
I don't know. I don't know what's worse, actually. I mean, I jokingly said the rocks are atheist thing, but there's been far dafter things. But it's got to be either be with young Earth creationists or flat earthers. I'm just not sure which of the two are the worst.
Probably flat earthers. Mostly because at least young Earth creationists have got hundreds of years of faith behind them. Whereas the flat Earth movement is pretty much all brand new. There's nothing of any age to it as an argument.
Yeah, I mean,
Or
a lot.
morality.
I mean, the thing is, a lot of them, like I said, young Earth creationism and flat Earth aren't exactly mutually exclusive, as you know. But
right, quickly chat. Godless Scummer.
But it wasn't your personal argument with them, Jeff. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's
Or was it just one you saw?
It's just one you. It's one you've been. Well, yeah, it's one or two that I've dipped my toes into, perhaps. But as I say, like to flat earthers, when Kent Hovins is able to look down his nose and sneer at how stupid you are, and you might want to think about this. Given flat Earth.
Kent Hovind, have you heard there is a stream about him this evening?
With Batty.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know, because I believe Peter gave Hovind, has given Hovind the opportunity to
he recorded
respond.
the phone call. It was good.
I saw it, yes. He did offer him the chance to go on with Batty, but Hovind wouldn't do it.
No. Do you know who Batty is? I've absolutely no idea who Batty is.
He's an ex-IRS guy. So I used to be in his Facebook group, but I find he's a bit.
Is he one of the ones who did the research that originally got Hovind put in prison?
I'm not entirely sure.
You mean renamed to 064520017?
I've got my opinions on Batty, but I'll keep them to myself for here, quite frankly. So,
are you saying Batty is Batty?
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. I think some of his interest in Hovind is a little bit more than shall we say professional interest, So
it must be love.
No, that's not what I mean. It's just that's just all I'm going to say.
Fair enough. Godless Sewing. I once argued about who was on top. We played paper, rock, scissors like men. Who won? Watchtower Watcher says, a bunch of right-wing anti-socialism idiots on Twitter saying that disabled people should not be supported by the state or at taxpayers' cost. See, what gets me is...
I remember that argument.
They tend to be Christians as well.
Yeah, they don't want to...
But they get preached at about charity every fucking day.
They don't care about that shit because they're right-wing rich fuckers who want to hang on to all their money and don't want to pay tax.
The Bible only talks about homosexuality. That's the only thing that's...
Does it? I read it very differently to you.
It doesn't even really talk about homosexuality. That's the thing. It's very ambiguous, the Bible. In that. I mean, it has a lot more to say about people who are unfaithful, which is most of those fuckers.
Yes. Chad, I have so many stupid arguments, I can't recall half the stupid I've experienced. Usually people are very unsure how words work. I'm bothered by the fact that people don't seem to care what words mean. I run into that one a lot.
They don't. I agree with you on that. That's why we think hot dogs are sandwiches.
I know.
Is a pizza an open-faced sandwich?
No, it's a pizza.
We had this argument the other day about open-faced sandwiches. What was it? What?
Pie.
Toast. No, it was toast.
Okay.
Cheese on toast, a sandwich.
Yeah, is it an open-faced sandwich, or is or toast as soon as you put condiments on top of it? Does it become an open-faced sandwich?
Actually probably the silliest. The silliest argument has got to be people that think Marmite is bad, who are just objectively wrong.
They clearly aren't.
Well, they're even worse when they think both Marmite and Vegemite are bad. I mean, there's something drastically wrong with those people.
Any food that has half of its name is a microscopic insect cannot be good.
Yes, completely. Sammy says the Bible says.
Have you even tried it, Jenny?
No.
Well,
thank you, Donna.
No, that would be eating.
Donna's one of the cool
Cricket
kids.
paste. Why would I eat cricket paste?
It's made from yeast.
And
both are actually.
Well, yeast is good.
Everything I know about
bread.
yeast.
Everything
I know about yeast. It's either useful for bread or it's bad. That's
or
it.
beer. Doesn't beer or some? Isn't there
Yeah,
some
beer's
sort of
horrible.
alcohol
So
that
you're not gonna win
also-
on that one.
Yeast is
No,
only
beer is
bad when
awful.
it's on your person.
Then it's irritable.
Irritable,
I mean,
yeah.
I don't like beer either, but I know some people do. So
They're
it's
wrong.
not my business to say what's good
You know
if other
how-
people like it.
Yeah, you know how they make ice cream out of breast milk?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you think at some point they will make some sort of condiment out of human yeast?
They have done.
Oh,
Sure,
fuck,
They're
mate,
why
I was
not?
joking.
There are people that have sour breads that are made out of human yeast that then they maintain the. Yes.
They do.
Okay.
They make another thing out of human use. It's called. I can't say this.
Go on. You have to now.
Do it.
You have to
Do
now.
What's it going to be called? What's it going to be called? Money Mike.
No, cunts up.
Oh jeez.
Randy.
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry.
Did you say Mingemite, Jeff?
Money Mike.
You're broken there. Randy, worst argument. Ridiculous argument.
I'd have to say it was when I broke up with my ex-girlfriend. Put the seat down. Take the trash out. It hurts when you put it there. Nag, nag, nag.
You know the solution to the last one? More lube.
Yeah.
And go easier. You just.
You
I
take
was
your
talking about
time.
moving the coffee table around. What are you talking about?
Coffee tables slide along the carpet much
Okay.
easier
Well,
if you put
maybe
lube
if
down
you were
first.
using lube for the coffee table, it wouldn't have hurt. You should
I
always
suppose you
lube
could.
your wooden
It might be
things
fun.
before you put them places.
Did
All
you
right.
ever come home and find the coffee table upside down?
Right, Sammy wins, by the way. Vegemite.
And Dave, what was the name of that bread? Was it beaver bread?
Catnip.
I have ridiculous
sour
arguments all the time. It's called being married.
Oh.
Who says they're ridiculous?
Me, I just said it. Do I need to repeat myself?
Yeah. Yeah, you have hard of hearing too there, Dave.
Fine, I'll shut up.
Yeah, apparently it's too much to ask for my husband to help me watch the baby and clean the house.
Yeah,
Who just thunked it?
I know.
It's like I'm the only one that lives
It's too-
here.
It's too hard for him to actually watch the baby.
Yeah, apparently I can't just let him watch kid while I clean house. I need to watch kid clean house and cook dinner.
What the hell?
Chaos. Chaos is what my life has become.
You consider it a
Oh.
weapon.
What did you just take off her?
Airbrush. You muted.
And then muted.
I was using a hairbrush to scratch my back. She's mad because she's just mad.
Fair enough. Right, next question.
What's your answer, Dave?
Oh, I didn't have to answer. Great.
Oh, Jenny!
Oh, yeah.
Jenny, Dave.
You got me distracted. What was your answer?
The dumbest argument I've ever been in was at Christmas a couple of years ago when I had a knockdown drag out with my sister-in-law on whether or not green beans and mushroom soup was a ancient family tradition when it was actually just invented by Campbell's Soup in the 50s to sell more cream of mushroom crap.
Oh, wow.
Fair enough.
And it tastes awful. Oh, God.
The problem is, I think most of my arguments that I would say are ridiculous are arguments that tell me what I think. I am repeatedly coming into contact with Christians that tell me I think something.
Pre-suppers.
Pre-sup.
It's not even pre-suppers.
No?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's a ridiculous
pretty
argument, but
Flat Earthers do the same thing, though.
yeah.
Mm.
I mean, anyone who's part of that sort of weird semi-cult type stuff does the same thing. They tell you what you think. I mean, no, I'm allowed to free think. I don't think what other people think.
Well, you know,
You gotta do that.
Well, then here's what you do to solve that. You just pull your pants down real fast and say, "You don't know what I think." Pudding.
You know the level of the level of fuckery you're dealing with flat earthers though when they say things like that Newton and Einstein were fucking idiots. That's the you were dealing with a level of fuckery, you know.
Oh, they hurt
It's
my
the bit
head.
when they say, well, science is going to show that that's wrong one day. Hang on.
No.
No, that's not how theories change over time. Theories aren't shown to be wrong. They're just shown to be not quite fully accurate, and we revise them.
I'll tell you what, though. The next time I get a flurf say to me that Einstein was an idiot or something, I'll say, Einstein didn't get fooled by two people wearing a chicken suit, did he?
Duck suits.
Or ducks, wasn't it? Yeah.
That was good.
So when they played the video of that, did they put it to the tune of DuckTales?
What? The irony of this, I'm not even sure that Reckless Ben, who did it, has actually released the video yet. But people have got clips of it, and a lot of the flat Earth debunkers have got clips of this, and they're just having fun with it.
I actually finally watched it yesterday. It was a riot. Nathan just sucked that up so completely. It was just a riot.
Especially, do you see his meltdown stream as well afterwards? Though, and
no, I missed that.
And he burst into tears at the end. But this is why people are leaving flat Earth and like, yeah, no shit.
Well, yeah,
because they found out you're all dumb as shit.
It's stupid and it's run by people who are fooled by duck suits.
Woo! Ox says, most ridiculous argument, religion got to be the dumbest argument. Ricardo says, it's not pre-suppers, it's pre-lunches. Ox says, that's what Marmite does to the brain. Ducks, chickens, cows. All seem the same when on Marmite. Marmite. It's evil, you see. Doesn't matter what you have on it. You could literally take up a piece of carpet and put Marmite on it. And
it'll be edible if you put Marmite on it. Yeah.
Would that make you a carpet muncher?
Dave, are you suggesting I should put Marmite on my rug?
I'm suggesting no one will ever eat it again.
I have questions.
Go on.
What the hell was that?
What was what?
I zone out for 2 seconds and I come back to hearing Jen talk about putting Marmite on a rug. I'm confused if there's a euphemism here or not.
There is a euphemism there, but Dave, it's in response to something Dave said.
Catnip, by the way, I got to say, I'm really concerned for what baby's first word might actually be now.
Probably fuck. I mean, most of these that I'm on are all coming through my headphones. She barely hears you guys most of this.
Oh.
Yeah.
Actually,
I was just going to say, rug muncher, rug muncher, rug muncher, rug muncher.
Many babies' first word is dada because they can do dada with a tongue easier than they can do mama with lips.
Her first was mama though, which I found very.
It's better if it's dada. It's better if it's dada because you can hand her off then.
Sister.
Oh no, he just doesn't pay her any mind because she'll stand right next to him and go, "Hey, hi, dad," and then he's like, "What?"
So
Baby's talking to you.
She just instinctively knows that women are more significant. That's all.
Well, she knows that if she looks at me and goes, "Mama," I will answer her regardless of what I'm doing. She can look at her dad dead in the face and go, "Dad," and nothing.
You see, you're going to have to train that out to her, or you're going to suffer.
Well, no, I need to train her dad first to respond to her so that she
does her dad respond to you if you get in front of his face and say his name?
Yeah, if I go,
I mean, I'm not suggesting get in front of him and go dad, because that might be a bit weird. But
her trying to get a hold of her dad is like this. He'll be sitting in that chair behind me on his computer doing whatever. She will be standing in that little empty spot right there, going da 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 da. Nothing. I look at him and go, "Hey, baby is talking to you," and he goes, "Oh, hi."
Right, show her. What you need to do is you need to show her this motion. Right, see cable, plug like that. Just teach her that motion.
Oh, she knows. That's why his computer is on the desk in the corner by the wall, so she can't reach it.
It'd be hilarious. One day she's just going to smack him one because he's not paying attention.
Oh, she does. She'll walk over and just start smacking him on the knee, like, "Hey, excuse me," and he's got a bearing mind. And I'm like,
how tall is she when stood up? Can she do this yet?
Yeah, she can. If she's standing up, she can reach the top of my desk and pull stuff down.
Okay, in which case you need to teach her to punch up when she sees Daddy.
Just get her a football, deer, or fish costume, and Daddy will pay attention all day long.
No, Daddy's not into. I need to dress her in video game attire for Daddy to pay any attention.
Oh, dress her up like Mario.
Oh, there you go.
Mario.
But the fact is, unless I tell him, he probably wouldn't notice that she's dressed any different. He's oblivious 90% of the time.
I'm trying to get her a 3-foot plastic stick, but the problem is you're likely to get the brunt of it as well.
Oh yeah, no. That just sounds like mommy's getting her ass beat. That's what that sounds like. The baby's gonna be like, "Mom, fuck that."
Sarah's saying in the chat that this stream is pretty funny and she can't even hear it.
Yes, I guess I am very animated.
Yeah.
It's Dave's bouncing, I think, that's doing it.
Right, next question. Question 1286. What sounds like good advice but isn't?
Getting married. Can't tell I had a bad weekend being married, huh?
Wait, are you actually married? I didn't know you were actually married.
No shit, Sherlock!
No, it was a question. Are you?
Am I actually married? Yes!
The last 20 minutes, Dave!
That's a fair question in today's society. Not
I
everybody is
didn't know she was
married.
actually married.
Sometimes they're
I've
partnered
been
without.
with Kaz for like 20 years. We're not married.
Kat's referred to him as her husband at least
I
5
referred to Kaz
times
as
in
my
the last
wife.
20
I
minutes.
have some friends that lived together for 30 years before they got married, and they still weren't
Dave,
sure.
do you want me to break out the paperwork? Because I can go get it.
No, I was just intrigued. I didn't know, or if I did know, I forgot.
To be wholly honest, we weren't supposed to get married when we got married. We were going to get married later, but he decided he was getting in the military, and it is much easier to do that paperwork going in already married than it is to get married and have to file the paperwork afterwards. So that's
Fair
like
enough.
9/10 of the
Why?
reason we
Because they
got
think
married.
you're part of inventory?
Yeah. If we're already married, then they already know that where he goes, I go. If we're not, then they're going to bitch and moan about having to pay for me to move wherever they put him.
Fair enough. Spooky says, "Join this quiz. It'll be fun."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's spooky.
What was the question again?
What sounds like good advice but isn't? Ox says, "Hold my beer and watch this." Yandiri says, "Being born but regretting it." Mute it and try and guess what Dave is doing without context. I'm just sat here. Jenny.
Bouncing. Sorry?
I was responding to what Sarah said. He's bouncing.
What are you watching? You're watching Ducks, aren't you?
Me? No.
No, Jenny.
Oh.
No, I'm just trying to think of what is good advice but isn't.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a toughie.
Remember the
One of them
Sabbath
could
to
be
keep it
hold
holy?
this wire.
Hold this way.
Thou shalt not kill thy parents. No, that wasn't a commandment.
It's a
was
fun
it?
game to turn out the lights and play Guess That Smell.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, Math Pig.
Eat this.
Ooh, Marmite. Ooh, yeast infection.
Does this
Oh,
smell
that's
like
two now.
Philistines.
Godless Stoic says, you should try acting. Also, do not move to Los Angeles if you're talented. We have enough baristas. Ox, come to America, land of the free.
No, everybody pays.
How about swallow that? It's good for you.
Yikes.
If you love me, you'd swallow.
Ox, go ahead and ask her. Where's that coming from?
You've heard the Bill and Ben joke, haven't you?
What's the Bill and Ben joke?
No.
Bill and Ben are lying in bed, and Bill goes flob lob, and Ben goes, "If you love me, you'd swallow that." And everyone goes, "What the fuck is Bill and Ben?" It was a kids' TV show. They always talk by saying flob lob, blob blob, blob blob.
Okay, I don't think I'm supposed to understand that.
See,
so
here's
I'll
a
just
joke.
move
I don't
on.
know. I don't know where it came from,
Yeah.
but my daughter used to do it all the time, which is smell the cheese. I'm assuming it's from a kids' TV show of some sort.
Smell the cheese?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
So you
no
smell the
idea what
cheese,
that-
and when they put their nose up against your hand, you go like that. And you can't see my hands because they're not high enough. They smell the cheese, and then you go like that.
and you punch him in the nose.
Yeah.
So I've heard people use smell the cheese for fart talk. Oh no, that's cut the cheese. I'm sorry, that's different.
Cut the cheese. Ox says, take this package to this address and you will get paid. Does that ever work?
Yeah, that's bad advice.
Can you take this thing to the airport for me?
Vote Republican.
Could you go down? Could you go down to the go down to the store and get me a long wait?
Oh, that's evil. Apparently, Spooky says we did the smell the cheese thing when I was a kid. Yeah, but you were a kid with God.
Spooky's not that old.
Spooky is that old? If I recall rightly, he's in his 90s.
Spooky's in his 90s?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, the two zeros and Spooky is for the 100 years he's old.
Jeff.
I'm trying to think of something actually. I don't.
Yeah, this is a hard one, Dave. Move on to the next
Yeah,
question.
because it's
I've got one.
It is because it could, a lot of things, scenarios could be subjective to the situation, I suppose. But
Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. It's physically impossible.
yeah,
You're not
No,
wrong.
that's the point of the saying. You see, you try to do that, but you can't, which means that the capitalism wants you to exert yourself for your entire life with no success in the end.
That's not what it means.
It's
But
not.
I feel like Jenny's explanation is far better.
Yes, as long as she says.
How about no
I-
protection, no problem? I'm on birth control.
I'll pull out.
how about get
Well,
an
pull out.
extended warranty? You can't lose.
Anything except for all your money.
It's better without a condom.
Oh,
That's not bad advice. It's not necessarily helpful advice. Oh, right. What's the next one? Is the next one any better?
Probably
Masks
not.
make you look silly.
Do they? I thought they make you look cool. Right. Question 1287. Would you rather be the best at what you do, but no one else has ever heard of you, or world famous for being the best at what you do, but you're actually terrible at it?
The first one.
So the second one would see the second one sort of is a real life scenario, doesn't it? Because
It
that's
is.
generally most politicians.
Especially orange-haired ones
Yeah.
with weird makeup.
You think he's world famous for being best at something?
No, he thinks he's
For
well
lying.
famous for being
For
best at
lying.
something. When he isn't.
Unless being a garbage can is a thing you can be famous for, then
I mean, he's
you've never
constantly
seen-
going
you've
on
never
about
seen,
how
uh,
he's the best. So
You've never
Well, now
seen
let's-
Bullseye, have you?
Let's pause for a moment and think about what Nathan Thompson is world famous for, and I think we'll have our answer.
Actually, well, technically, I'd say like Ranty's world famous for being the best flat Earth debunker in the world. So
I'm not convinced he is now. Not after that film.
Oh, who do you think's better then?
Who was in that film? I can't remember. I don't remember their names.
Oh,
The one that stood there and said, "We
Bob
can't let this
Jaron.
get out. We can't let this get out."
Was that Bob Nadell and
Oh,
Jaron?
yeah.
15 degree per hour drift.
Yeah.
Bob
Thanks,
Nadell,
Bob. As to quote Fight the Flat Earth. Thanks, Bob.
yeah. And why would you even say that to somebody who you know makes documentaries?
Just-
Whether or not you're being recorded at all, why would you say that to somebody? Here's our
Yeah.
scam, by the way. Don't say anything, okay?
Didn't Oakley get caught out doing something like that once as well? I've heard. I can't remember what it was. I think he got caught out.
He made a statement to Anthony, who's the guy with the purple dildo?
Riley.
Yeah, Anthony Riley, and it had to do with don't tell them about such and such thing on a film that they were critiquing or talking about because it would give it away, and it was recorded, and it's you can still find it online.
Yeah. Most of them know that they're bullshitting just to make money, but they're good at it.
Well, some of them. I think of like Riley. I think has convinced himself now. I think he started off bullshitting, but he's actually bought into his own nonsense now. Similar thing with Nathan Thompson. Yeah, Nathan Thompson. Oakley knows better. He's a grifter, and he's a complete arsehole as well.
Right.
Nathan Thompson's an idiot, though.
Not completely though. Look how many people he cons into giving them a place to live, meals, a car to drive. It's amazing.
8 shower heads.
If only people were as interested in dumb questions.
Right, yeah.
Shad says the second. Clearly, I
I
would have
think
managed to fake
I'd
up
pick-
to that point.
Oh, go ahead.
Go on, Randy.
Oh, I'd say I'd pick number one because if you go number two and be world famous, you're opening yourself up for mass ridicule.
But at least you're expecting it.
You'd have a horrible life.
I don't want to be world famous for anything.
See, world
not?
famous doesn't necessarily equate to like being like wealthy or anything, does it either? So
No.
Nope. Or liked.
No.
And you can be best at what you do and end up really wealthy, but not be that well known as well. So I think I'd rather be really good at what I can do and screw the fame.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Can
broke
it?
Badger in the chat.
that's what
I
I
know.
think. I think that's where I'd go with it.
Yeah, I saw
anyway.
what you
Like,
put in the chat, Kat.
What would you rather, Catnip?
Do what?
Would you
Which would
rather?
I rather? I'd rather be a nobody that's good at something than a somebody that ain't.
but known for it, or for famous. No, see, probably so much of our society is based around bluff. Most of the famous people have got there through. I don't want to say that none of them have got talent at what they do, but so many of them don't have it. They're nothing special, should we say? Probably the better way to say it.
Yeah, it's not always true though. Some people.
No, it's not always true, but the majority.
I agree.
Is. I mean, again, I'm working in the music industry. Whether or not you make it has very little to do with whether or not you're talented.
Yeah, it's how well you can market yourself, which is essentially how much.
However,
how well can you bullshit?
If you're very good, you'll usually make it anyway.
If you are very good, you increase your chances, I would say.
Yeah.
Godless Scummer
We
says
answered
fame
this
is
one?
about who you know. Say again?
Have we answered this one?
I know. It's what I like about Tim Minchin. So the thing I like most about Tim Minchin, more than anything else, more than the fact that I like his songs, it's the fact that he's a geek. He went to school at every point. He did it the academic way to become successful. Which is relative. Tim Minchin.
Tim Minchin.
I'm going to throw things at you.
Yeah. You go look him up later, Jenny. You like him.
If you don't know who Tim Minchin is, I am going to throw things at you.
Can you throw things
away.
at me then?
What? You don't know who Tim Minchin is
Go and
either.
look him up later too.
Maybe I know him just. How do you spell that?
Look up
Thank you, God.
the Pope song.
Look
Look up Fuck You, God. Look up The Good Book. The Good Book is fantastic.
Which one's fantastic? Not
The Good
my-
Book.
Tim, how do you spell that last name?
I'm going
Minchin.
to cry. Minchin.
Minchin.
Oh, yeah, I do know this guy. He is outrageously funny.
Yes.
He is.
I was introduced to him with his song about breasts,
Yes.
which
Yes.
I completely agree with, by the way.
Also, what was that song called? I've forgotten now. No, it's not Prejudice. Confession.
What was the
Yes.
song that he did on Jonathan Ross where he
4 Puffs and 2 Pianos.
4 puffs and 2 pianos? That's right.
I like that.
He's brilliant.
Maybe they can. I've heard there are preachers who can perform sexuality conversions. Perhaps they could pull the same trick in reverse. I like that. Right.
That's a lot of pulling.
You can take a straight person and make them think they're gay.
Yes, that was the whole point.
Oh,
Because he's very, very gay, but he wanted to be part of the band. 4 Puffs.
so
and 2
I
Pianos.
kind of thought World Wrestling did that. World Wrestling Federation.
Did it now? This is news to me. You've got that smirk on your face. You want to explain that one?
Yeah.
No. Great.
Can we go back to talking about Disney and how it's canon?
You think you're trying to encourage Badger to stay?
Kat already mentioned it in chat.
Oh yeah, I already made Badger's Day awful.
I said that what I should do is I should add it to the end of his intro at the start.
But Disney is canon.
Yeah. So it gets to the end of it and then just pops up Disney as canon.
So I think if you would have run Mickey Mouse as for president, he would have beat both Trump and Biden. So therefore, Sydney is canon, or Disney is canon.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Let's do another question. Question 1288. Would you rather live in a world where money was not a concept, or a world where the credit system did not exist?
Oh, let's have no money.
No, is it a capitalist society or?
Say again? Well, that's up to what you're designing here. It's basically no money or no credit.
Let's have a socialist system like they have in Star Trek.
So there are credits.
Yeah, I would like an advanced socialism
They don't
that has
have
no money at
credits.
all.
There is no money in Star Trek.
No money, no credit. Just
Yep.
complete
Not
chaos.
just everything is abundant. There's no reason to try for anything.
Yeah, but people still try for achievements.
Well,
now.
everything's about the resources anyway. Money is just a representation of that. So even if we had no money, you'd still have to have some form of credit because you get paid at the end of harvest.
Yes.
Capitalism was invented by people who had no ability to create an inner motivation, who were just too shallow to understand that you can achieve just for the sake of fulfillment and for the benefit of others. That's all capitalism is about. Is not people who can't understand that or exist under that sort of supposition.
But you still have limited resources.
Capitalism is weakness, plain and simple.
Yeah, I agree, Jen.
Ox says no credit system. James says credit means you can be and being monitored. Not necessarily. I mean, at the end of the day, we had credit before we had debt before we had money.
We did. I think because there are people who want to have, and if you had shared resources, you'd soon get back to a bartering system, even if you removed all money, because it's in human nature to be greedy, unfortunately. So I don't think people would share.
I disagree, Ox. People who use credit to obtain things still have to pay for those things.
Yeah.
All they've all done is credit just alters timing.
Well, this is why I said this is why debt came about first. This is why debt came about before money.
Yeah.
Because you had to deal with the harvest. The people that's got pigs that are grown here, and the people that have got eggs over here, and the people that have got the corn over here, they all happen at different times. So you have to have a debt system to work out distribution of that stuff on a local level.
Yeah.
So people seem to. I think the problem is people are thinking about the modern credit system.
I'm thinking I'd rather have a world where you didn't need money at all, where everybody just had what they needed. If you have a post-scarcity world, you do not need money.
We will never have a post-scarcity world, or only for a brief period of time.
Why do you think that?
Because energy is limited, ultimately.
And the coordination necessary to have nothing be scarce at any given moment is impossible.
Oh no, I think
For
a given moment in time,
geological
it's
distance.
doable for a moment in history. You could do it for 1,000 years.
You could do it
because
for
as long as your population is small enough that the amount of energy required to do everything is less than that society. But as soon as your population increases,
look how far back coinage exists. Coinage exists in times earlier than the Romans.
Yeah.
If you could gather 1%.
Into BCs and stuff, coinage and money have just are a natural part of humans.
Coinage was not used in the way we particularly use it pre that.
Back to post-scarcity. If you collect less than 0.1% of the solar output of our star, you could easily have a post-scarcity society with 1 trillion people in our solar system.
Yeah, but still the population would continue to increase.
Yes,
That's
but
the
your
point.
technology rate would also tend to increase, and you'd be in the position of being able to build craft that could get to other solar systems as well.
I think what you have to understand at the system we got though is that we've been last sort of epoch, last couple of 100 years, or maybe less than that even, but we've actually lived in a world where there shouldn't be enough goods produced, that there shouldn't be scarcity. That's what I think so messed up about our system is this is the only system in human history that people have gone short because there's too much and not enough. Just what's so fucked up about it.
I think it's hard to say there shouldn't be scarcity. I think there shouldn't be scarcity of certain
Theoretically, there shouldn't be.
I agree with you, Jeff.
There should be
and
planned
there is,
scarcity.
I mean, you know, it's
Agree.
it's the fact that, you know, that we can overproduce, we overproduce like crazy, and people still people getting poorer and poorer and having less and less. It's
Yeah, but
what's
again,
so
that's-
crazy about it.
We overproduce some things.
We
We
overproduce a
overproduce
lot.
a
We
lot of
overproduce
things.
essentials,
Yeah.
like food.
Yeah.
America
Yep.
produces so much food that we have to give it away or throw it out.
And we
mostly
overeat
throw it
too
out.
because of that overproduction
We
as
can
well.
we can overproduce energy, you know, and we have done.
I don't need 75 different choices for cereal in the morning. I don't need 45 different choices for.
Well, I
hand
think
lotion.
money tastes bad anyways.
It does.
Well, it does. Get newer bills. They are flavored
2
less.
See how many G-strings that shit's been in?
That's not the
Right.
taste I'm worried about.
Right, James says credit is spending money you do not have. That's not necessarily true, but generally yes. Seraphim says no credit system. Spooky says wouldn't the first would entail the second world in your question? If not, I don't understand the phrasing there. Sorry. Say again? No. Okay, he's saying if you got no money, you got no credit. No, we had a credit system before we had money.
Yeah.
Ricardo says, "How can you have a credit system without the concept of money?" Again, that predated. It was exchange handle. It was basically it was offset, but it's offset bartering.
Bartering is a credit system. It's not
Bartering
money.
is credit.
Credit,
That's a good example.
even in relationships. In relationships, there's credit. For
think-
example, I'll go. You go down on me, and I'll get you next time.
68.
That's credit.
But I think what it is people, you know, is people, and it was mentioned earlier, people. It's difficult to get the mindset out of the credit system we've got now and we're used to.
Yes.
And that's, I think, where people are tripping up on this. That it's not necessarily the sort of credit system that we are accustomed to now that has existed in the past.
I mean, ancient credit systems, really ancient credit system would be like, I'll paint something on the wall of your cave if you'll make me a wheel.
Mm.
You know?
Godless Sewing says, "Get rid of the credit system because it's slavery." James says, "Take care of the pennies and the pounds will look after themselves." Seraphim says, "I need a
That's
pedicure."
not true.
I don't see how that's relevant.
That might be true when you're managing your own personal finances, but that's not how an economy works.
No.
No.
Ox says, "Maybe I'm old school. I always taught to earn it, work for the goal, not to clear the debt." And it's one of those things that people get messed up about government borrowing. Government borrowing is a good thing. Levels you can argue about, but government borrowing is a good thing.
Yeah.
You need-
Again, because
within capitalist society anyway.
because generally people look at the economies the same way they balance their own books, like
Yeah.
you know, their own personal
Not the same.
finances. It's not the same thing. It's not how. It's so people will think, oh, we're in, you know, the country's massively in debt. It's like, oh, you know, it's like that because they think, oh, we got all save and whatever, like you would do if you got into personal debt, and it's not the same. It's not the same thing at all.
Chad Hall says, "Ooh, monetary theory. The credit systems opens up capital as debt in our current post-capitalist hellscape. At that point, you can't go back unless you adopt socialism." Godless Sewing says, "Get rid of the credit system because it's slavery." I think I said that already. Lone Wanderer says, "No credit system." Ox says, "Man need to learn to take care of the planet he is on now instead of wanting to go and ruin other planets." Again, the problem I've got with that is that there's an awful lot here that's not discussed in terms of motivations and why. The thing that comes, I saw later on that James says, capitalism produces things we don't need. Why would that matter?
No, capitalism produces the things that fulfill the needs that the market supposedly wants, verbalizes, just seeks out and chooses to
My
purchase.
point is,
you can offer anything you want, but unless
Yes.
people are willing to take it,
that's
the
my point
capitalism
is why are
increase-
needs important? Why are wants
cap-
less important?
the capitalism doesn't create the demand. The people create the demand if the product is available.
It depends
Welcome
on
to
if
marketing.
it's a good enough salesman or not to talk you into
That's-
you needing it.
Well, but that's kind of a question of human weakness and
How do you explain
validating
diamonds?
more than
Right.
economics.
How do you explain
Yeah.
diamonds?
Exactly.
Oh,
a
yeah.
useless-
This become a real
diamonds are a complete
philosophical
scam.
argument. Diamonds are a girl's best friend.
Well,
But they're
well,
not. That's
not,
the
no.
point.
Diamonds are one of the most common materials on Earth.
Yeah, and diamond,
Carbon is very, very common.
yeah, and the thing is that you had, I mean, effectively with diamonds, you had De Beers, who were effectively a cartel that controlled that market for so
And made
long.
it worth a fortune.
and made it worth a fortune because for a number of things they controlled how much came onto the market every year. So they would obviously restrict that to inflate the price, and then they really kind of created the kind of myth of that a diamond is really worth a lot more than it actually is.
Yes.
Not only
Oh, it's
that,
better,
they
though. You
somehow
think that-
Oh,
convinced
sort of like
people that
American
natural-
healthcare.
Yes. It's worse than that. Don't get me started on American healthcare because that's fucking
But
brilliant.
it's worse because they can somehow convince people that artificial diamonds aren't as good as the natural
Oh, no,
ones.
it's worse than
which
that,
is
though. The point is,
Bullshit.
they have convinced the artificial and legislated where they can that the artificial diamond market will never be sold as jewelry.
Yeah.
They've managed to keep them out of the thing that would massively be for the public good and reduce the fucking cost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And artificial diamonds are better.
Yes.
In what sense? Because of clarity. That's really
They're
their only
flawless.
selling feature.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's flawless.
Well, we can make them bigger. They've got better clarity.
We can dope them with whatever you want.
Yeah, so you can make whatever variant colored diamond you want when you make it.
I mean, I
I'm-
remember
I'm
when
not
pretty
saying
sure
they're
diamonds
disagreeing.
are
I'm
Stacked a little
colored.
bit straighter so they can use them for industrial saws and things like that for cutting concrete.
Well, see, and
steel.
that's
So
what
the fake diamond is
But-
proves that diamonds are
But they're not fake
not
diamonds,
valuable
they're
and
No,
real
no.
diamonds.
But they should
that
have
they
been.
can be
This is
used
one of
as
those
a
things.
consumable tool.
We should have had diamonds. We should have had diamonds in our tools and our electronics 50 years ago at a
Yeah.
reasonable
Oh, yeah.
price.
Yeah.
But De Beers stopped that. It took the invention. I mean, I remember when we first made artificial diamonds and they were unbelievably expensive, and yet they were still cheaper to use for tools. And it's taken years of development to now we can actually buy the damn things in tools in a disposable manner, even though it's something
And they've
we should
actually
have had.
made it better because there's a new technique for making artificial diamonds, which means you can manufacture them at room temperature.
Excellent.
So even cheaper to make, even make bigger ones, and have more control over the manufacturing process. In every way,
sounds like something I
every way,
squeezed out this
man-made
morning.
diamonds are better than natural ones.
Be prepared, folks. Opals can be made artificially
they can.
as well. Most people don't know that.
Hmm.
In fact, you can make opals in your home laboratory.
Excellent.
If you learn how, you can make them at home.
And
Wow.
it's absolute bullshit that, oh yeah, I'm an expert, I can tell the difference.
No, you can't.
Well, depending on the quality of the build,
Yes.
if you can fuck up the process and make them very artificial because they have, for example, too much fire, you can give an artificial opal too much fire and then they look very artificial.
All right. Back to the thing. Chad says, there will always be some means of credit or ration resources in a local area. If that credit takes the form of money, I'm not a fan. But it somehow needs to be needs-based anecdotal social credit. Now, obviously, James says capitalism produces things we don't need, which is how we ended up here.
Yep.
Ox says,
Literally.
back onto the thingy. See, US Southern gentlemen are taught that it's always women first. Anything with government in it is not a good thing. Look at welfare in America.
See,
that's not
such
true.
Bullshit hypocrisy.
Yeah, like I said,
women
that's
first.
bollocks.
It's women first until it comes to paying them or promoting them.
Oh, sorry, you're
making
talking
them
about. We're
equal.
talking about the government one.
Right. Yeah, we're on.
The government one. The problem is, governments. You go around the world, you will find governments done well, and you will see governments done badly. At the end of the day, governments are just people. You put people in power that will exploit and be exploited. That's what you end up with. And in the US right now, you have a fantastic system set up of people that are exploiting your country for massive gain. You have convinced your poorest
we
people.
got stuck with a great pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
Yeah, you convinced your poorest people that they don't want to tax their rich people, even though it would make their lives better.
And that government is a bad thing.
Yeah. James says capitalism creates demand. It does, or can. Chad says capitalism leads to fiddling with details while overall production stagnates. That's an interesting idea. The problem is, right? Capitalist theory in terms of competition is good. Capitalist theory in terms of capital going up is bad.
What kind of dovetails on that though is what I think is a major flaw of capitalism is that this isn't like a dynamic. This is like a reality. If you have a business and it's capitalist, if you don't grow that business every year, it's going down the tubes.
Oh well, this is what we've got in the UK. The problem we've got in the UK at the moment is right. We have lots of small businesses. Okay. We've traditionally been called the nation of shopkeepers. Right? Now, these businesses aren't growing. They're just small businesses sustaining families, making money.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's it. That's all they're doing, and that's fine. But the problem is, since the 70s, the 80s, that's not enough anymore. If you're not making if you're not growing it, you don't have a viable business.
And you see a lot of, you see a lot of what small businesses are now gone, and it is big corporations of some kind or another that have filled that void.
Yes, entirely.
But not necessarily a major business will come in and buy minor businesses just to put them out of business.
Yes,
and then not replace their place in the market, but just have them gone.
Well, look at what Walmart's done across the entire United States.
Oh yeah, and then the moment that Walmart is no longer able to push around a local government, they walk away and have a waste of real estate with no tax base.
Right, just let me catch up on the chat because it's relevant, because I've missed over the diamond things. Ox says, the part of man putting so much value on rocks is what gets me. Completely agree. Ricardo says, misogynist comment, I disagree. Diamonds are a guy's best friend. Diamonds are widely accepted tender. They're not widely accepted tender. That's the problem. You actually try and sell diamonds, you get fuck all for them.
Yes.
But you're sold that you're told that they're worth something, but they're not.
No, they're not at all.
Lone Wanderer says, I prefer artificial diamonds. That way I know that someone didn't suffer to get the diamonds for me. James says, no toxic waste products. Spooky says, no diamonds for you. Ox says, go online. You can have loved ones that have passed away into diamonds. Yes, you can have them turned into diamonds, which I actually think is quite cool. James Henry says, bollocks, USA equals capitalism gone bad. And small family grocer cannot compete with big supermarkets. Lone Wanderer says, blame Thatcher. Godless Sewing says, nepotism is ruining America. The problem is, even though I directly...
The small business does compete with the big business when you take all the parameters into account.
No, I will tell you what screwed it. No, shush, Jenny. Do you want to know what's broken? Jenny, do you want to know what's broken small business? More than anything else?
The internet.
I'm waiting.
Carbon. No, not the internet. Carbon. It's the fact that we're not taxing carbon. Carbon is not being put out at cost. That's the single biggest thing that has screwed small business. Because big business can have a warehouse 200, 300, 400, 500 miles away, and deliver to you at the same price as a small business. That shouldn't be the case. The cost.
Well, that's exactly what I'm saying. Is that if all the parameters are taken into account, that the small business is not more expensive in the long run. It may be at that moment that you pull out $1.25 out of your pocket and pay for something versus $1 at the big guy, but that 25 cents is easily consumed with the untennables.
Yes, I mean the point is every economic system I've studied, and oddly enough, it includes within capitalism, says that the more locally you spend your money, the better for your life, for your society.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And everything.
There's a documentary out there called "Walmart Killed the Mom and Pop Store," and the band that was trying to sell their records couldn't sell them locally in the record stores because they all disappeared because Walmart moved into town and had all the rights to selling whatever Britney Spears CDs they had and stuff like that, and all the the music kind of went away locally.
But you even see this with just in like you take your average sort of like high street. If you take like in Britain, like most sort of towns or certainly villages in Britain or whatever, you always used to have like one thing you always used to have, for example, was a local baker. Now, if there's a baker there, it's going to be a Greggs.
Yeah,
that's just the effect that you kind of had.
Yeah.
Having said that, we have local bakers.
They make all their own goods.
We have had local bakers go out of business who have begun their business in the last 20 years, for example, and they last and people love their product and the quality is incredible, and they're employing a whole bunch of different people, and they go out of business because people won't buy their the mass of people won't buy their product because it's not as convenient.
Nope.
And people are happy to say they're willing to pay for convenience, but it's not convenience. It's a fake convenience. It's a convenient for you for the moment, but it's inconvenient for the
Oddly
society.
enough, people, I've read some stuff, and I don't know where I stand on this because I don't fully understand it yet, about the fact that whether or not our bread is a lot worse for us than it used to be, based on the industrial process used to grow it now.
They say that the nutritional element of or quantities of nutrients in wheat has gone down.
Oh, that's due to the
partly that's our farming systems that we use.
Yeah, that's not the bread itself. The bread, because we massively pump yeast into it now to make it to make the rising process faster and more reliable. Something like that. I can't remember.
I don't know what they do to make putty bread into putty bread.
I don't get you guys saying, there's not a local pie shop or a local bakery that you can just go to, because I still have that.
Yeah.
No, we still have it. It's just no one uses them.
There's one in walking distance from where I live at the moment.
I live in a town of 900 people. Why is there not a bakery in my town?
Well, the town I'm moving to when I move from here has only got 5,000 people in it, and it's got 3 bakeries, and one of them is an award winner.
Exactly.
I want to say something else about bakery. We have bakeries here, but every bakery we have here now that's local does not make its own stuff. It just cooks it.
Yeah,
but ours do.
Bakery. James Henry says, "I'm not paying €6 for a baker." And Lone Wanderer says, I could do a whole segment on bread due to the changes we can't digest the bread properly anymore. See, that's what I thought.
Well, some people have gluten issues, but the majority.
No, it's not gluten issues. It's to do with how the bread. It's to do with the processing of the bread. How you make the bread now. It's not gluten that's the issue.
Is that why all my local women are growing mustaches?
It may well be.
No, that's
right.
That's the trend. That's the trend.
We have to move on from this question. One word answers. One word answers. Get rid of money or credit. Jen.
Money.
Money.
I'm going to say money then.
You're going to say money. Randy?
Money.
Money.
Catnip? Still gone. Damn.
She was back a moment ago.
No.
It's gone again.
James said money. I'll go money as well.
She just said money. I heard her.
Did she?
Yeah, she said money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about
Right.
you, Dave?
I said money.
You said money. Oh, we all agree then.
What time are we at? Oh, we are on our penultimate question then, which means we've skipped over. Oh no, we can do that one. We'll do 3 more questions,
Okay.
and then I'll move that one up because it's a stupid question. Right, question.
The other ones weren't?
No, it's a really stupid question. You'll see.
Well,
Did I
this
hear the
last
word
question-
stupid? Here I am. What happened?
This last
I'll
question
give
was
the time to
excellent.
answer the question.
Oh,
so
yeah.
money or credit?
Look
Money
the
or
fun
credit?
discussion we had.
I don't know enough about either to give a valid opinion, so I'll go with money because that's what Jenny and Jen said, and I trust them.
But that's what everyone said.
She's bowing to peer pressure.
Going to peer pressure, yeah.
No, I just have respect for the other 2 ladies on this panel, and I know that they wouldn't lead me wrong.
Thank you, honey.
And
I
we
would never do
respect
that.
and love you too.
Because I know dudes are full of shit.
We've discovered that we need to
Except
pay
we
prostitutes
did,
of
by the
bread
way,
now.
we did give the same answers as the ladies, just so you know.
I'm sure you did.
But
But
it
I
was
trust
right
them
because
more.
the lady said it.
Yeah. I mean, but we had to mansplain it to them first. But
Yeah, exactly.
Fantastic.
That's why I wanted them to not have to.
Daddy,
I don't need to be mansplained to.
Daddy, thank you for teaching me that. I didn't know.
you're quite welcome, dear.
Daddy, why do they call it a
You shouldn't do
vagina?
stuff like that. Hey, Jeff, you shouldn't be doing
Why do
stuff
you
like
eat that
that. Trust me,
horrible
I know. I've
Marmite?
been disappointing
Not
women for
healthy.
years.
Right, next question. Please. Yes.
There go. Any women subscribe to my channel just unsubbed. So
Right, shush. Question 1289. How long did it take you to allow yourself to fart or use the bathroom around your partner?
The entire time we've known each other?
I'm not one of those women who's worried about bodily functions. We do them. Yeah, I'm not a prude. We do them. We burp, we fart. Women burp and fart. Okay, well,
Lies.
can't
Go on.
I can't say that I ever measured the time with it. Yeah, might have been the first time I said pull my finger. I can't remember.
you sure it was your finger, Jeff?
Oh, no.
You understanding why I'm single?
I was going to say, James Henry says, where I draw the line is when I am asked to pull a finger. James Henry says, not long. Ox says, lol, fair state, packed movie house, and it was loud. Chad says, no partner.
Sometimes you
Previous
just gotta
partners.
rip your ass, though.
I don't think people should. Think people should apologize for any normal bodily functions like that.
Should they not?
We hiccup, we burp, we fart. Sometimes
cough.
they're silent.
We
I mean,
sneeze.
it's
Actually,
odd.
make
It's
a
odd
good
the ones you
impression on
pick
the
them.
first date, and then after that, blame it on the partner.
It's odd though that we pick farting and burping, but not sneezing.
Well, that doesn't smell very bad.
And you can't control the sneeze either.
Oh, sure you can. It usually gets rid of most sneezes unless they're real
Bullshit.
shocker type.
I hate getting sneezes.
I relish elevator farts.
Well, why do most sneezes come in pairs?
I don't know, but they do. I know.
It is
The worst thing is,
weird
as I'm
thing.
getting older, I get more.
You've got two
I now
nostrils.
get 3. I now
You
get 3.
gotta sneeze for each one.
And so your asshole has a chance to
okay.
fuck her.
Yeah, that's only on critical questions can we go to discussing the nature of capitalism to farts in like
Yep.
a minute,
Yep.
you know.
Class humor. And Dave literally said before answering this question, "Oh, that's a much better question than the other one." So
No.
That's
important
very
to
curious.
Dave.
That's the one I changed it
is what's
with.
important to Dave.
That's the one I
Bodily
swapped it with.
functions are what Dave is about. They're the important things in Dave.
We didn't have
Dave's
enough
life is
stupid
bodily
questions in this episode, was my concern.
You know what I really like about farts? And this is
Every arsehole does one.
go away.
What? No.
Oh. Godless saying, I do not mess around with rookies, so I've never had that problem. Seraphim says, I will have to let you know. Don't know anyone desperate enough. Ox says, if it is a packed elevator and smells real bad, then yes, a simple sorry is proper. Spooky says, you can't control farting. And Seraphim says, you can't. People comment on how weird my sneeze is. And now I need to hear you sneeze. James says, no farting in bed allowed. I don't think you've been in bed with someone else who's asleep. Lone Wanderer says...
Yeah, but see, that's just funny. Do it to my husband all the time.
Lone Wanderer says, it was nearly 1 month before I farted in front of my husband. It crept up on me. I was embarrassed. He laughed and said bullfrogs must be in the bed. Randy!
You know it's a good fart when you have to go over to the dresser to get the back.
bed farts are nasty.
Yeah, I'm sticking with be cordial during the first date, unless you're drunk, and then do it all night long because it's funny.
Fair enough.
When the dig goes on top of the cupboard, then you know you've done it.
Jeff!
Well, I'm kind of afraid to fart having Crohn's disease and all, because it might come out splash.
Oh no!
Sorry, having a little fun with the soundboard.
You broke Jenny.
Has anyone ever done that? Thought they were having a fart and ended up having to change their undies?
Yeah.
I mean, the shot.
Although the worst thing I've had, to be quite honest, is I've shat myself when I've sneezed. Because I sneezed
never
violently.
done that.
I've sneezed so violently.
Dang. Why?
I have really violent sneezes for some reason.
Also, where did Jenny go?
She'd be back.
I think I chased her out of the room.
I think she might have been laughing so much she had to leave for a minute.
Come on in a different name.
She's back. She's back.
Hey, Jenny.
She's on top of me, and I.
Are you okay?
Very serious face.
It is. What? Are we in trouble now?
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us, Jen?
No.
She's got audio problems.
Hello.
We can hear.
I think that's called self-discipline.
Can you hear us?
She can't see us either.
Oh, can't she?
Right.
Can you hear us?
Jeff, what's your answer?
So loud she blew out her speakers.
I gave my answer straight away.
What was it?
I never keep fucking top. I've never like kept track of time of it and things like that.
Fair enough. All right, next question then.
So basically, we're all talking first date.
Yeah. No, Randy's a gentleman.
Testing.
He'll go to second. We can hear you. Can you hear us? No.
Next question.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, we
We hear you.
Apparently lost my Wi-Fi. I'm on
okay.
cell
That's
data
not
now.
what it was.
Anyways,
Can you
what I
hear us?
wanted to say about farts is what I really like about
We're off
farts
that
is
now.
that no matter how sophisticated we as a species on a planetary level get, it always seems that farts are the universal haha.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
go anywhere and tell a fart joke and people like it.
Yes.
It's 'cause it's
And it
something
gets worse
everybody
as you get
can
older.
relate to.
Right, next question. Question 1290. If you could have a private conversation, a no holds barred conversation with Donald Trump, what would you ask him?
If you have a triangle of sides 1,
That's only any use if you can record the conversation.
yeah,
Jen-
that's true.
Jen wins the internet.
What's 5 divided by 0?
I don't know what the precise question would be, but I would have to say something to him or ask him something that relates to his deep-seated narcissistic behavior.
Did Daddy not spank you enough
I
when you were a
agree.
child?
Ox says if he would try shootless skydiving just one time. Lucy says, will there ever be a boy born that can swim faster than a shark? Why would he know that? James says, why did you allow Russian prostitutes to pee on you? Because the American ones charge extra for it. Godless Sewing says, why are you so useless, Mr. President? You'd call him Mr. President?
I wouldn't. Not my president.
Catnip.
Do I only get one question?
We get a conversation.
I have so many things that I'd like answered.
You think he'd actually answer them, though?
No, but I could at least ask them.
If I could get it.
Why were you on an island with Epstein? What happened? What happened there? What's going on?
I would like
He
to
was
get
paying
him.
back his barter.
I would
How much
like.
do you owe the Russians? Another good question.
I would like to get it. I'm going to go in a slightly different direction here. I would like to get him to actually have a conversation about religion and get him to admit and catch it on blooming tape that he does not believe in God.
Mm-hmm.
And
That
play
would
it.
destroy most of his
Then
base.
play it for all of his
Yeah, but it
brain dead,
wouldn't.
flipping evangelical.
They would just say that you coerced
Uh-oh.
them. That's all that
They
would
just
be.
say he's like King David. That's all. I've had that argument with them.
Yeah.
I think I would have to say by the time I actually got a chance to speak, I would ask him, your mother threw you down the stairs as a baby, didn't she?
Probably on accident. Or
Yeah.
on purpose. Who knows?
Did you stay on acid?
On accident.
Oh,
Accident.
He might have been on acid too. I mean, who knows?
I've seen his mother. I've seen his mother not just on TV but in an acid trips. It's pretty scary.
Fair enough. PJ says, I've
What do
never
you feed
charged
that
to...
thing on your head?
What?
That's what I'd ask. What do
Sorry.
you feed the thing on your head?
PJ says, I've never charged to pee on clients. Spooky says, from farts to Trump. Same topic. James says, fuck Trump and his two-legged herd of Trumpanzees. James says, or inject him with sodium pentanol before the interview. Try it. Ox says, Trump is no president. He was a placeholder for the Republicans. Now he is fired. I would charge Trump extra.
He would have to pay me by the hour.
If Trump farted in an elevator, his fans would probably think they're the ones who did it.
Yes. I
I would like to kidnap Donald Trump and force him to go through a process of feminization.
Really?
Wouldn't that be a riot?
Do you know what he does?
Well, he'd
to
have
the-
something to grab.
Oh.
Oh!
Lone Wanderer says, I'd ask him if he needed a hug. I think Lone Wanderer
How
might be
can you
nice.
know?
So kind of you,
That's
Lone
sweet.
Wanderer.
Why did you lend Giuliano your hair dye?
Wasn't that like one of the funniest events of the
It
entire
was.
year so far?
Right. Last question, I think.
Yeah.
You think, or do you know?
No, I know. Question
Do you think?
1291. Would you rather be constantly followed by a group of small chattering elves or a large green rabbit with a monocle?
Oh, I want the large green rabbit with the monocle. That would be fucking awesome.
So I can either be followed by what is it's pretty much a group of children, or a giant green rabbit. I take the giant green rabbit because at least then people don't think I'm touching kids in my spare time.
Just a moment. I need to consult my friend here. Harvey, what should I answer?
He's not green.
Rabbit.
Harvey's going to get jealous.
Come on, I thought that was clever.
It was good.
You're harboring Harvey Weinstein?
James says rabbit. Lone Wanderer says elves. PJ says large green rabbit. James Henry says you can eat a rabbit.
You can eat elves, too.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah. Just ask any reindeer.
God.
Randy.
What, how do you think Rudolph's nose ended
I
up
think
red?
I'd go for the elves and use them for backup singers.
They probably make quite good backup singers, elves. Rainbow says, I'm already followed by elves, but they are bickering, not chattering. Stop making elves.
I refuse.
You refuse.
I refuse.
Wow.
I want to know how
If you had an
makes
elf, you
elves.
can finally get that wrench that you dropped in 1987.
I mean, I guess having a whole heap of elves following would be no different to having minions, especially if you dressed them as little minions, because that would look cool.
Oh, I know. I think the elf costume is much cuter, don't you?
Oh, no, come on. You imagine getting followed around by a whole heap of minions.
That would work. That's just terrible. All right, Jeff.
Every time you walk into the store, they could all sing Putting on the Ritz or something. That'd be great.
In the Frankenstein style or the actual way it was written?
Yep.
If they're going to do that, are you going to dress up
Either
like
way.
Gary Cooper?
I want Jeff's answer
Okay.
before we go.
Jeff,
He's not here.
He's not,
He
but
said
normally
he'd be
answers
back.
in the chat when I poke him. He takes his phone with him.
What was the question?
Would you rather be constantly followed by a group of small chattering elves or a large green rabbit with a monocle?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I said a rabbit.
Yeah.
Okay, define
hold on.
large.
Would they follow you in the bathroom?
Yes.
Can
My
I
bit-
put him in a top hat and put a little... Can he talk?
No.
Yeah, then I can put a little recorder around his neck that continually plays, I'm late for a very important day.
I'm late for a very important day.
I have an important question, Dave.
What's that?
Well, actually, two. One, is he a regular rabbit or is he bipedal? Second question, how large is large? Like, are we talking like a large rabbit that's about this big from nose to tail? Or are
No.
we talking like a human-sized bipedal creature? Or
We're talking about your size.
Is it the type that attacked Jimmy Carter?
I have no idea.
Was it-
Okay, see, now that
Monty
was
Python.
a gorilla, a specially trained gorilla rabbit.
It was a swamp rabbit.
We're talking about something the size of catnip.
There's a were-rabbit.
okay, but back to my first question: is it bipedal or not?
It can walk bipedally, but mostly no, it's on all
Okay.
fours.
So if I'm going to have what would be a large green rabbit about 5'3.5",
Would it be wearing a bolero jacket?
No.
Okay.
but
Gonna
you
wear a
wearing a
top hat,
find
carry a
one
Talking about a
that-
Playboy bunny?
I'm late.
I was going to ask that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What were you going to ask?
Speaking of small
If
rabbits,
it could be a Playboy bunny.
Although, if I got the elves, I could dress them up like dwarves and have them follow me around going, hi ho, and I could dress as Snow White.
I'd teach them to sing Diggy Diggy Hole.
Teach him what?
Dig, I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy Diggy Hole. Do you not
I
heard
don't
that?
know that one.
No, keep singing.
PJ says, I want minions or use the elves to grow weed wearing platform shoes. Lone Wanderer says, can I eventually eat the
When
rabbit?
did we all get?
No, you may not eat the rabbit.
Would the elves be wearing those pointy little hats?
No. Well, you could buy them hats. Go on, Randy.
Are the elves naked?
So when did we all get coaxed into Cartoon Land?
I know, that's what I was wondering.
Why are they naked, Jen? What are you
And
planning on doing with
are there
those
boy
elves?
elves and girl elves? And
Yes.
if not,
I,
how do
you
they
know what,
reproduce?
Hold
Dave,
on.
you-
The elves get
Dave-
agreed to make
Well,
more
they have to
because if they
be
don't,
wearing pants.
be concerned about it.
Dave, didn't you want my answer so you could get off the stream in like a few
Yes!
minutes ago? Yeah, I've
Right,
been
when
trying to get it. Everyone's asked the questions. Right.
Elves have to be.
On the basis that the rabbit sounds too much like the plot of Donnie Darko, I'm going with the elves. So at least I can always get work at Christmas.
Fair enough. Randy, what were you going to say?
I was going to say
these-
the elves have to wear pants because if they're following you around, all that grass is going to be tickling their balls.
How big are the elves? Are we talking like the garden gnome variety, or like the?
We're talking about
pot
a
of
third of a
gold
catnip.
variety.
About a third of a catnip.
One third of catnip. Okay.
It's just my unit of measurement for today.
Ah, yes, I love being a unit of measurement.
So they'd still need a step stool for oral sex.
Well, you could have one sat on the shoulders of another.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I mean, there's a group of them.
I like the spooky doesn't think anyone would believe I was Snow White. Yeah,
elves
I'm
can't-
definitely not pure or innocent enough to be fucking Snow White.
There you go. Elves can't be over 3'2" or they're dwarfs. Right,
Although-
we're going. I think we've killed this question.
Though, to be fair, if I put on a good strap on, there's no reason why I couldn't be fucking Snow White.
That's terrible.
Wow.
It was.
That's
And
kinky.
on that note,
Yes. On that note, does anyone have anything to shield before we run away?
Next.
Yeah, I'm making this new animated film, Cinderella meets Sleeping Beauty. It's a lesbian tale.
I've got a stream at in what was 7 hours?
midnight tonight, isn't it?
Later
Midnight
today.
your time.
Midnight our time, yeah.
Time 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll
6
be
o'clock
joined by Navadia, Matt, as in almost a doctor, Chad Hall, and Sam Chaos, and we're going to be doing a Stump Gen where people can ask us questions, and we'll talk about science and all sorts of stuff for however long we manage to do it for.
You're going to have
So,
Right.
Chad on there?
Yes.
having Chad on
We're
that.
going very slow. Right. Before that, 2 hours before that, at 10 p.m. UK, we have got Dark Matter 2525 on Masterpiece channel for a unbelievably rare interview.
Cool.
Harmonica Man, Randy.
I am going to have on Thanksgiving Day at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, a couple hours for lonely people or single people or whatever can join me for Thanksgiving afternoon. And every Saturday, same time, 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I have Live with the Harmonica Man.
Excellent.
Have you ever played the harmonica with your farts?
No.
Can we
Jeff!
go now? Can we
Two
go
notes
now,
out of
Dave?
that.
Jeff,
I've got nothing to shill. I've got nothing to shill at the moment.
Catnip.
I'm busy taking
You're
care
busy.
of this small screeching human thing.
Have you thought about putting a camera in front of it?
No.
Would it eat it?
Or did it eat it?
She actually doesn't put a bunch of stuff in her mouth.
Oh, build a bracket for her.
That'll change one day.
Build a bracket for her high chair so she could have a cam in front of her, and hook it up to her iPad there and see if she figures out how to use it.
Right. The other fun thing this evening is an expose on Kent Hovind on Gonna Go For It's channel. which should be a blast.
Yeah.
That's 8 o'clock UK. Right. Other than that, we will see you at a late show tomorrow, 9:30 p.m. UK, 4:30 EST. Goodbye. Oh, we're there. No, we're there.
For
Stop
another
waving.
show, what? When?
What?
No, not wave. Stop waving. I say thank you to Jenny, to Katnip,
Oh,
to
you're
Jen,
welcome.
to Randy, and to Jeff.
Well, I was
Love
trying to
okay.
get the little one to say bye-bye. That's why I was waving.
Okay.
To try to
I'm gonna say
And we were trying to wave back.
thank you to everyone in the chat.
Bye-bye.
We will see you
Bye-bye.
late tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Disney is canon, Badger.
Disney is canon.